ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Friday, October 17th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Our text line is open. It's brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop, 304-396-TALK. That is 304-396-8255. We got a lot to get into. Of course, Marshall will play host to Texas State. That's coming up Saturday, Jones C. Edwards Stadium. Kickoff set for 3:30. We're going to be there starting at 12:30. We're going to be right beside the M Club Pavilion. Looking forward to seeing you all there as we kick off your Saturday with college football. Today should be a fun one. Two, I think, evenly matched teams coming into this one. And, of course, later on, we've got baseball action coming up on our sister station. That is on Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. We'll tell you more about Toronto and Seattle. That's going to have a 5:30 airtime. Also, Milwaukee is at L.A. Dodgers could close that one out tonight, so we'll talk a little bit more about that with you. But last night, it was a big night for the Cincinnati Bengals. For those of you that were listening over on Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340, or if you were just watching on Amazon Prime, what a game. For a while, I was sitting there thinking, okay, the Steelers are just going to put this one away early. But no, the Bengals win 33-31, snapping a 4-game losing streak with the win. So the Bengals now improved to 3-4, while Pittsburgh fell to 4-2. I mean, this was really a wild back-and-forth game. It was decided in the final seconds. I mean, Joe Flacco. In Joe we trust, right? That was a strong showing from him. 31 of 47 passing, 342 yards, 3 touchdowns. Father Time has not caught up with Joe Flacco just yet. And Jamar Chase, what a monster night he had. 16 catches, 161 yards, and a touchdown. You know what? The receptions record is a franchise single-game reception record. I mean, 16 catches. That's a record for a single game for the franchise. And what about T. Higgins? He chipped in with 6 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown. And Chase Brown just perplexed the Steelers all night long. He rushed for over 100 yards. And then what about my guy, Evan McPherson? Came through. 36-yard game winner, 7 seconds left. And the Bengals did not bungle this one. There were big plays, turnovers. Higgins even did the right thing. Had a big catch late to force the Steelers to burn that time out. And he could have went into the end zone, and that would have left plenty of time for the Steelers to kind of go back down the field and march down again. That's what they did. They took the lead, and they left plenty of time on the clock. And I'm sitting there thinking, usually I would be hurling dry heaves at this point, because the Bengals are, okay, about ready to blow this. But you looked at the clock, and you went, okay, wait a minute. The Steelers have left too much time on the clock. The way that Joe Flacco has been playing, 10 days in as the quarterback of the Bengals, 10 days in, game number 2, he felt good, didn't he? He felt good. He looked good. Aaron Rodgers was really strong, 249 yards passing. He had 4 touchdown throws. Seemed to like hitting those tight ends, and he also had a couple interceptions, so we appreciate that as a Bengals fan. He did have that 68-yard touchdown pass to Pat Freiermuth. That gave me the sick stomach just for a second. But I'll tell you what, this is a game that's going to turn a season around, because Pittsburgh was leading after the first quarter, and then Cincinnati battles back and 17 points, takes a 17-10 lead into halftime. He had 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And so then in the third quarter, that game really got exciting. Both teams were exchanging scores. The Bengals had a field goal. Steelers get a TD. Fourth quarter, that's where the fun was. So if you had tuned out earlier, then maybe caught the score, hopefully you found your way back to the game. So Flacco finds Noah Fant for a 5-yard touchdown. That pushes Cincinnati ahead. Steelers respond, get that 2-yard touchdown. It was Rodgers to Darnell Washington. Bengals get a 45-yard field goal to go ahead 33-24. And then Aaron Rodgers magic, late 60-yard touchdown. And so it's 31-30 in favor of Pittsburgh. You got 2:21 left. And then what do? Joe Flacco, if you need him, marches it down the field. that final drive puts the Bengals in field goal range. And again, what does T. Higgins do? Because the Steelers have timeouts. And what could have happened there was Higgins could have seen the end zone and just go, I'm in. I'm scoring. We'll hold him off. No. Instead, veteran play. Higgins slides. That sets up the entire chain of events. The Bengals go out, hit the field goal, and all of a sudden, the Steelers could have knocked the Bengals out and started to take commanding lead of the division. Instead, there's a fighting chance now. The Bengals get hot. Bengals get on a run. There is a fight here now for the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, first of all, you snap that 4-game skid, and you're now 2-0 in AFC North play. And you feel good because Flacco isn't just some guy off the street. He knew what he was doing. He was confident. He was making throws that you're sitting there going, wait a minute, how's this old man making those throws? Also, didn't he just get there? They seem to act like they've played with him for a long time. So while you want Joe Burrow, I'm good with Flacco. Let's roll with Flacco until this thing runs out or you win a Super Bowl. But I'll give Pittsburgh credit. Offense was very good. Turnovers, penalties. You know what? I think I'm not gonna really say this too often, but I think that, well, one, that Pittsburgh defense just not what it once was, expensive as it is. Two, I really think that the Bengals just were a little bit better as far as, at least last night, situational awareness. The football IQ was better for the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not saying that the Bengals outcoached the Steelers, but I'll tell you what, I like this team. This team was not settling. This team wanted to go and win. It was at home. It was, let me tell you, it was good to see the white uniforms again. And the Bengals fans showed up. I didn't see really any Steelers fans in that crowd. And usually, you know, if you're a Bengals fan, usually selling your tickets, there's always terrible towels in Cincinnati. No, Bengals fans stepped up. That stadium looked great. It was a primetime game. And Mike Tomlin now is 0-7 on the road Thursday nights in the division. That makes me happy. I derive joy and pleasure from the misery that is the Pittsburgh Steelers and Coach Tomlin right now. Maybe I shouldn't, but I am, and I'm not going to be shy about it. We're going to get your text in, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Just be honest with me. When Pittsburgh went up late, just be honest with you. You were sitting there going, okay, it's over. Here we go again. Did you get that sick feeling a little bit? I mean, don't lie. I mean, it's fine. I mean, be honest with me. If you did great, you know, it's okay. If you didn't, I mean, you've got ice water for blood right now. They got this flowing through your veins here because we hadn't seen this version of the Bengals before in that situation. And then Joe Flacco just did Joe Flacco things. Joe Cool 2.0 was out there making it happen. So we'll get your text, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We've got our preview of Marshall and Texas State coming up, and we're going to hear from you on today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Fall might be here, but you can still sip into summer with $3 margaritas at the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe. Our fresh lime margaritas are handcrafted to bring a burst of summer to your table, even on a crisp autumn day. Upgrade to mango, blackberry, spicy, or desert pear for just $1 more. Enjoy a round or two without breaking the bank. And pair it with the cafe's Baja Chicken Street Tacos for the perfect fall fiesta. Come to the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe on the corner of Fun and 3rd Avenue. Downtown Huntington.
Metro Community Federal Credit Union now brings you all the tech that big banks have, but still has that personal touch of a member-owned community credit union. Apple Pay? Got it. Digital wallet? Yep. Message pay by text, online loan payments, even chatting with a real person, not a bot. Open accounts, sign documents, and manage your money all online. It's the big bank tech you need from the local community-minded credit union you trust. Metro Community FCU. Visit metrocommunityfcu.com today.
Our Kindred Communications family of stations reminds you of the need for blood donations to the Red Cross. Blood is always needed. It may save your life or the life of a loved one. This reminder is brought to you in part by
BrodyNash.com, Century 21's top realtor since 2015. Proudly serving West Virginia, Ohio, and Kentucky. BrodyNash.com, real estate expertise you can trust. Hedgecock Studio Professional Photography, we capture what you imagine. And Best Deal Equipment, tractors, skid steers, excavators, dozers, and on-the-spot financing. Visit 5000 Ripley Road, Cottageville, West Virginia.
Leaves and payments are falling here at University Ford in Huntington. New 2025 F-150s, just $469 a month, or take up to $10,000 off. New 2025 Bronco Sports, only $459 a month. New 25 Escapes, just $299 a month, or take up to $9,000 off. Plus, grab up to 125% of KDB for your trade. New ownership, improved process, better deals. The bow tie means a better buy. Shop us now, UniversityFordWV.com. See dealer for complete details on all offers. Leaves and payments are falling here at University Ford in Huntington. New 2025 F-150s, just $469 a month, or take up to $10,000 off. New 2025 Bronco Sports, only $459 a month. New 25 Escapes, just $299 a month, or take up to $9,000 off. Plus, grab up to 125% of KDB for your trade. New ownership, improved process, better deals. The bow tie means a better buy. Shop us now, UniversityFordWV.com. See dealer for complete details on all offers.
Hi, this is Dave Wilson, host of Metro News Talkline, and you're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Welcome back to our Friday edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Our text line this hour, it's brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop. We do that at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Coming up later tonight on our sister station, Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340, we've got game number 5, the American League Championship Series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners. And then after that, we're going to have the Milwaukee Brewers and the Dodgers. Brewers are on the road. That is Game 4 of the NLCS, and that could close out the series with the Dodgers leading 3-0. We'll talk more about that later on. But don't forget, you can listen to those games coming up tonight, and that's going to be on our sister station, Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. Of course, tomorrow, our game is going to be Marshall playing host to Texas State. Marshall coming into this one 3-3. 1-1 Sun Belt play. Texas State's also 3-3. So this game is going to kick off. First time these two teams have met. It's also homecoming. That's really cool. Marshall's offense running right now through Carlos Del Rio Wilson leads the herd in efficiency. He's been a dual threat quarterback in recent weeks, coming off that 48-24 win over Old Dominion. DeMarcus Lacey has been a big-time playmaker. He's a return threat. He's watch out. Just again, if you're sleeping on DeMarcus Lacey, you're doing yourself a disservice. And so he's definitely one you're going to keep an eye out for. Don't come into this game thinking that Texas State won't bring the juice. Quarterback Brad Jackson, he's pretty good. They've got a really nice running attack as well, and their ground game has carried them. So watch out for that. We do know that it seems that Texas State's going to be without safety Ryan Nolan. He is listed as out. So that's going to be interesting. We'll get that updated injury chart, that participation chart. We're going to get that tomorrow. So it's a conference game, and the league mandates that. So we'll see a little bit more tomorrow. But what's going to happen here is if you're Texas State, you got to pressure Del Rio Wilson. You have to. And you're going to have to limit Lacey. The line of scrimmage, I'm sure, is going to be the big battle here. I mean, Marshall's going to have to tackle well, and Marshall's just going to have to set the edge. And I think Texas State's going to try to control the tempo in this one. We'll see what happens. Doesn't matter what I think. Doesn't matter what coach thinks. It's after the first play and the team gets punched in the mouth. We'll see how each team adjusts. But for a preview of what you can expect, of course, tomorrow we'll be kicking things off 12:30 with our preview show. That's College Football Today. So I always like to on Fridays, for those of you that maybe you can't tune in on Saturday, give you a little preview of what we're going to be talking about tomorrow, and we like to call this the kickoff.
Ladies and gentlemen,
will you take your seats, please?
Here we go.
There's the kickoff.
It's homecoming in Huntington as the Marshall Thundering Herd host the Texas State Bobcats for the first time ever at Jones C. Edwards Stadium. Marshall enters 3-3 after a 48-24 win over Old Dominion, a game that saw the defense create 6 turnovers, 4 fumbles, and 2 interceptions. That shift came when head coach Tony Gibson took over defensive play calling duties, a move he says is here to stay.
Yes, moving forward the rest of the season, I will be calling plays on defense. And you know, again, we do it as a staff, you know, game planning, all that. But I will continue to call the defense moving forward. And, you know, right now I think our kids defensively have a little more confidence this week. They, against a really good offense, for 3.5 quarters, you know, at one point it was 48-10 with, I think, 9 minutes to go in the game. And, you know, we kind of called it off and just played one front, one coverage the rest of the game. And, you know, we could have kept going, but number one, I didn't want to get anybody hurt. The game was out of hand. And let's just get it over with at that point.
Quarterback Boogie Trotter earned Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Week honors after a 5-tackle day that included a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and a pick 6. He says he liked the team's energy.
It was a great weekend. You know, with all the takeaways we had, it was it had a lot of energy. We had a lot of energy coming out. So I kind of knew since practice, like, we was gonna come out and get some takeaways, but I didn't know we was gonna end up with that many. But even with special teams getting takeaways, we count those as defensive takeaways also. So that was a big thing. It was a great thing. It was a great feeling also.
The Herd defense also stood tall twice on the goal line. Coach Gibson says those stops showed progress, but also room for improvement.
Yeah, I thought, you know, we gave up a couple explosives. That is probably the first time I've seen on film all year long that Joseph got caught in the open field when he you know, cracked through the second layer of the defense, and Wody did a great job running him down, and that turned into a goal line stand. So, you know, that was one we gave up. We gave up one to the running back. But other than that, I thought that, you know, we handled the run game pretty well last week. So we're going to get challenged again. These backs are big, strong, they can run. So we're going to have our hands full.
Defensive lineman Jamal Weissy says the group was ready for Old Dominion's tempo and attack.
The first thought we gave up the deep ball, and you feel me, that was one thing that we was big on this week. Don't give up that many deep balls. We trying to basically just contain everybody. We're not trying to let them get what they like. And we gave up the deep ball, and I feel like, shoot, everybody has defense. It wasn't even no panic. Like, there was no panic. It was no yelling. It wasn't, oh, it's your fault. We all just came down, got in our stances, got the call, and just executed. That's all it was.
Coach Gibson says that win gave the locker room a boost heading into homecoming.
Yeah, and that's the expectation. Anytime you put it on film and you could do it, I think it does a couple things for you. It gives them confidence as a football team, number one. And number two, they see themselves making plays, guys having success. And again, I'll tell them all the time, how you spell fun is W-I-N. And that's what this is all about. You work hard every week to get to Saturday and don't waste another moment. But let's keep moving forward and getting stacked days. And you earn those victories Sunday through Saturday or Friday when you're prepping for them. And, you know, these first couple days this week, it's been great. The guys were fired up to get back out on the grass on Sunday night. And we just came off the field and had a really good practice again today. So they're locked in. And I've said it during losses, during wins. I mean, this is a fun group of guys to coach. They like football, and they want to be good, and they're trying to get better every day.
On the other sideline, Texas State head coach G.J. Kinney knows the Bobcats will have to handle the Herd's pressure defense.
We got to have a really good plan. I think that's where it starts, really. You know, we're talking about running the football and offensive play, is you got to have a great preparation leading up to today's practice. So on Sunday, we dive into a little bit. Monday, I mean, coaches we're getting after it and putting together a really good plan for the angles, and making sure that the angles match up. We're going to the right, the points are right, we're going to the right people, and that's really the magic behind it.
Weissy says the difference these last 2 weeks has been ownership, players taking responsibility for execution and effort.
The biggest difference between Louisiana week and last week was really it's just us. I mean, at the end of the day, Morrison and Coach Gibby gonna say the same exact thing. I mean, they coaching the same defense, so we just took it upon ourselves to be like, hey, we got to do something different. Like, we got to change something. And that's one thing Gibby did come in and say. He told all of us to do something different. And that's what we did. We had more attention to details, more effort, and just held ourselves more accountable.
The Herd enter as underdogs, something linebacker JaVale Gilmore says fuels his fire.
For sure that, because, a lot of people sleep on us because it's a new program. But like I tell the team, when we play together, I feel like no one can stop us. So we got to keep moving forward. 1-0 every week. It don't matter who we play.
And Boogie Trotter says this team thrives on being overlooked.
We don't really look at the favorites or none of that. We just we worry about getting the game plan and executing it. Like I said, we're going to challenge everybody, and we're going to have to play eventually.
Quarterback Carlos Del Rio Wilson delivered his best performance of the season last week. 17 of 24 passing for 219 yards and 2 touchdowns, plus 95 rushing yards and 2 more scores. Coach Gibson says Wilson shines brightest when the lights come on.
No doubt. He is a kid that, and you hear it all the time. Guys are better when the live action. He is truly one of those guys. When he is live in it, then his best comes out. I mean, he has fun playing. He has fun practicing. And, he's just a competitive kid and wants to see this team do great, and he's going to do whatever he can to make sure that happens. So he has to continue to keep doing what he's doing and, doesn't act like, I've arrived, I've done what I need to do. He has to just keep rolling and keep getting better. I know he will because he's a hard worker and it's important to him.
Wilson credits his preparation for that success.
Preparation. The more you prepare when you get out there, everything just comes natural. You're not out there thinking or guessing too much. Everything just comes natural. You're able to just play and have fun and react. I definitely take a lot of credibility on my preparation.
He's also not afraid of contact, something he says is just part of his game.
Definitely. I kind of grew up more so like around the 90s era, so I like the old school football where every player physical. I like the old school crackbacks, the Oklahoma drills and all that. I'm kind of still stuck in that old way where everybody got to get down and dirty, get physical. So, yeah, I like the contact. I need to get out of that a little bit, though.
Coach Kenny says Wilson will force Texas State to stay disciplined for 4 quarters.
Yeah, I think he can just do it all. He's a guy, ball in hand guy, speed sweeps, screens, quick touches. He's like a running back once he catches it, but then when he's running routes, he's dynamic, he's twitchy, got great hands, contested catches. He's just really kind of that all-around, really, really good player that you find in this league, And so it's a great match. We got to know exactly where he's at all times and make sure we're dialed into the formations and dialed into where he's at on the field.
Coach Gibson says Wilson's growth over the past month has been impressive.
Yeah, Carlos's mindset has completely changed from where it was a month ago. He's got confidence right now. He's leading. He's doing things the right way. He's playing with a lot of confidence right now, and guys around him are making plays. Our running back room, I don't think gets talked about enough. I mean, those guys do a great job and keep a lot of stuff off of him. And then, Floyd Lacey. I mean, I saw something the other day. This is only the first wideout with 3 100-yard games since 2003. I mean, that's saying something. There's been some good wideouts that come through the doors here, and but he is. You have him. You've got Toby that's making big plays all over the field. So offensively, right now, we're clicking, and we have to continue to do that because we're going to have to score points.
Wilson knows the Bobcats bring physicality on defense and says the Herd is ready for it.
We just going to have to be aggressive and physical more than them. They play a good bit of man, so we're going to have to be very physical and beat man defenders, running man routes, and just win our one-on-one matchups for real.
Coach Gibson adds the Bobcats present many of the same challenges Marshall faced last week, and the focus has been on staying grounded.
They're going to spread you out. Their quarterback is a dual-threat guy. He's explosive. They got a really good run game with their running backs, their quarterback. They got some good wideouts that can run. So, we're going to get tested a lot like last week, and this team could do a lot of different things to you to affect it. So we have to be prepared. They can get big and get in 12 personnel. They can get in 10 personnel looks. So, but they're athletic. They can run, and they're big up front. Defensively, their D-line is as good as any D-line that we're going to face all year long. They're strong, they're big, and so they do a good job on defense as well.
Wilson says the key is carrying last week's momentum into this one.
It just boosts the confidence of the team. It brings everybody together, but the main focus and mission for this week is to not let our heads get too big. Taking that win and feeling like we made it and relax. And we want to take that win and look at it more so like an airplane. Keep it going up instead of having it rocky up and down. We want to take that motivation to take this win and keep on going forward and keep getting better as a team.
Coming up after the break, we'll take your text at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Transform your outdoors all year long with Roberts Lawn Care and Landscaping. Family owned and operated, serving the tri-state area with expert landscaping services. From vibrant spring gardens to cozy fall patios and everything in between. Roberts specializes in sustainable landscaping that thrives through every season, residential or commercial. Roberts creates personalized solutions to bring your vision to life. Call Roberts today at 304-633-5822 because your dream yard deserves 4 seasons of care.
What if someone could tell you what pest control issues you are most likely to have at your house in the next couple of months? Basically, someone that has like a bug or rodent psychic. Wouldn't you want that same person to handle your pest control services now? That's what Patrick, Becca, and the whole team at K&B Pest Control can do. They can predict the future, and better yet, prevent it from happening at your house. Call them now, 304-523-4281. K&B Pest Control, they'll kill for your business.
This fall, let the Car Ferry bring a little magic to your driveway at Mark Porter Auto Group. With locations in Pomeroy and Jackson, Ohio, and Ashland, Kentucky, they make it easy to get into a safe, reliable vehicle. Every used car goes through a 117-point inspection, fall into a safe, reliable vehicle, and let the Car Ferry guide you to Mark Porter Auto Group in Pomeroy, Jackson, and Ashland, or shop 24/7 at markporterautogroup.com.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor, call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Baker's Waterproofing and Basement Authority of West Virginia are now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Leaves and payments are falling here at University Ford in Huntington. New 2025 F-150s, just $469 a month, or take up to $10,000 off. New 2025 Bronco Sports, only $459 a month. New 25 Escapes, just $299 a month, or take up to $9,000 off. Plus, grab up to 125% of KBB for your trade. New ownership, improved process, better deals. The bow tie means a better life. Shop us now at UniversityFordWV.com. See dealer for complete details on all offers.
I'm Naheem Hines, professional football player and proud supporter of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. My mom was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy when I was 14, and I watched her struggle. But MDA helped her get the best treatments and care, and they also help kids like my buddy Ethan.
My name is Ethan. Thanks to the Muscular Dystrophy Association and people like you, I have more hope than ever before. From day one, they've treated me like family at my local care center. MDA is the only one that funds over 150 care centers across the U.S. to help provide state-of-the-art care for adults and kids like me.
MDA has been transforming the lives of people living with muscular dystrophy, ALS, and other related neuromuscular diseases. They fund the research for breakthrough treatments, care, and cures. And MDA provides support to thousands of families like mine and Ethan's in communities like yours. Thanks to MDA, kids and adults can live life to its fullest. Join us and learn more at MDA.org today.
How was your day? What did you do in school? I'm Dale Lee, president of the West Virginia Education Association, and these 2 simple questions can encourage learning in your home. Showing interest and asking about the school day can help motivate your children and keep them excited about learning. So stay involved, stay curious, and ask specific questions. Student success involves the whole family.
A message from the West Virginia Education Association.
You're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Our text line continues at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255 as we get you set for the weekend ahead. Marshall football tomorrow, 12:30, our airtime here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Welcome back to today's edition of The Drive. I'm your host, Paul Swann. We're going to get you going here in just a minute with our text line. A couple of updates to tell you about. We've got a busy night. We've got a busy next couple of days here. Homecoming, of course, tomorrow. It's been homecoming week all week, but the homecoming game is tomorrow. And we've got coming up later tonight at the Cam Henderson Center, volleyball is going to be in action. The Herd's taking on ULM. Also, softball got underway. Got a little ball action going on against the University of Charleston, and that is happening now at Don Hicks Field. Got underway about probably a little over 30 minutes from earlier. So there are things going on. It is homecoming, of course. The big one's going to be football game. You've got that kicking off at 3:30. The Herd on the road taking on JMU soccer-wise tomorrow, so that's happening as well. And, of course, on Sunday, you've got the women on the road taking on App State. The tennis team is at the ITA Atlantic Regional. So there are a few things happening. Probably the big thing is going to be volleyball, a little softball action going on. But the football game itself, that's the big one as it is homecoming tomorrow. Homecoming, pretty cool, right? This is probably that one time of the year where a lot of people make the plans. Hey, if I'm going to get back to one game, let's go to homecoming. Homecoming's been different for me, though, because I'm from here, right? I mean, a lot of you are from here. So homecoming's probably different. For a lot of you, homecoming is pretty cool and pretty special because you're coming back to Huntington. I mean, if you're listening on the podcast, you're listening on the stream, and you don't make it in on a regular basis, but you come back for homecoming, it's probably pretty cool for you, right? You get to see, I mean, how many people are coming back for the first time in a long time? I mean, I'm curious about that. I've always wondered, because you talk about, hey, a lot of things have changed on campus. I mean, if you're coming back yearly basis, it hasn't changed much. For some people, though, yeah, it's changed a lot. I'm just curious, what's the gap between leaving Marshall for you if you are someone that's coming in for homecoming and going to your first game since you were a student? I mean, is it like a 2-year gap, 3-year gap, 5-year gap? I haven't been back in a long time. I'm finally making it back gap. I'm curious, just because, homecoming, if you live here, it's cool, but not that much bang for the buck if you live here. I mean, it's like almost for me, high school homecoming. Like, yeah, okay, it's homecoming, but I'm still here. I didn't leave. I'm here. I'm still a student. It's sort of like homecoming sometimes, but for others though, it's a pretty big deal. It's the homecoming game, and sometimes you try to pick the weakest opponent possible to be your homecoming game. And for the longest time, I'm sure Marshall was the homecoming opponent for a lot of teams. I think Sonny Randall made a comment. Didn't he say something about a float, that the Herd had to bring his own homecoming float with all the homecoming games it was in? I don't recall the exact quote, but I think it was something along the lines. And if that's not it, I'm making it up either way. So homecoming tomorrow. And it's always a big time. There'll be a lot of festivities going on. The homecoming queen, king, the court, that's all really cool for the students. And so that's a big deal. And we'll have the game for you. So we'll be over in the West Lot tomorrow. We'll go on the air at 12:30 right beside the M Club Pavilion. And, of course, it's always homecoming at the M Club Pavilion because you get to see a lot of faces, that you haven't seen in a while, and some faces that you see every single week. It's always cool to be over there. So that's where we'll be set up with our show. I'll be there with the Hall of Famer Bill Cornwell, and we go on the air at 12:30 tomorrow right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930 and on 93.7 at all. There's really not homecoming when it comes to, pro sports. There's not Bengals homecoming. Maybe there should be. I mean, the Ring of Honor is probably the closest you get to homecoming there. I mean, college, it's always been something that, I mean, you don't have it in basketball, really. I mean, football's basically where it's at. Hey, we're going to the homecoming game. It's football homecoming game. It's always been a football phenomenon. And of course, you get the homecoming dance, which I don't know how, compared to high school with the festivities, what's the bigger deal? The homecoming dance at high school or college? I'm going to say high school. What's the bigger deal, the homecoming game in college or high school? I think that's push, to be honest with you. But high school homecoming and then college homecoming, I feel like unless you've been gone for a long, long time and you come back for that, I think that's probably the big thing. I mean, if you're a local, homecoming is cool, but it's homecoming. Hey, great, we get to see some faces we haven't seen in a while. If you haven't been to homecoming in a long time, it's all of a sudden like, wow, this place has changed. Check that baseball park out. Check that scoreboard out. Oh yeah, that looks better in person. That kind of vibe is what's happening with homecoming. So I'm curious. Homecoming is important, obviously, and hopefully the Herd will win. The Herd's been in over 120 of these things. It's important. Marshall has a winning record on homecoming. That's a big key right there. And so we'll see what the Herd can do on homecoming. That's coming up tomorrow. We'll have it for you right here on ESPN 94.1 at AM 930. We got baseball action coming up tonight on our sister station. That is Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. We'll tease that a little bit for you when we continue on tonight's edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Earn more with 4 at the best community bank in the Kanawha Valley, Poca Valley Bank. Poca Valley Bank is now offering a certificate of deposit special, 10-month APY, annual percentage yield 4%. Take advantage of this great rate to grow your savings. For more information, stop by one of the 8 Poca Valley Bank locations today. Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter. Certain terms and conditions apply. Rates based on minimum annual percentage yield, subject to change without notice. Minimum deposit required of $10,000 of new money not currently on deposit with Poca Valley Bank to receive APY. Member FDIC.
You've cut back on everything and you're still coming up short at the end of the month. Give your local State Farm agent a call for a free discount double check. They'll show you how something as simple as combining car and home policies can save you hundreds of dollars a year. Being there to help keep more of your money is why your local State Farm agent is here. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In Huntington, John Garden, 304-525-1116. And in Barbersville, Marcia Slater, 304-736-6100.
Hey Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. It's that time of year, football season. Frank's has you covered from Marshall, WVU, the rest of college football to the NFL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's.
Get the last roof you'll ever need with steel roofing from Menards. Steel roofing is durable, offering your home the best protection from wind, hail, and fire. Choose from 29 stylish colors to enhance the appearance of your home. Available in cut-to-your-length panels that cover a large area quickly for fast installation. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all our great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through HIMS, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Leaves and interest rates are falling at the gorgeous Cardinal Chevrolet here in Hurricane. All new Silverado trucks, 2.9% financing for 72 months or up to 10 grand off. Plus Blazers up to 6 grand off. Traverse over 5,500 off. Trax 3 grand off. All with up to 125% of KBB value for your trade. New ownership, improved processes, better deals. Better deals. Better deals. The bow tie needs a better buy. Shop CardinalChevy.com. Together, let's drive. See dealer for details.
I want to thank my mommy for loving me so much, for taking me out to the park, for reading me books, for taking
me to the doctor when I broke my foot in ballet rehearsal,
for leaving me alone when I wanted to be alone.
And
now, as a grown-up, I'm thankful for being able to take care of you, my dear mom, for having the chance to take you to the park, for reading you those books we enjoy so much, for being able to take you to your therapies after you twisted your ankle, for understanding that sometimes you simply want to be alone.
Roles change without us noticing, and in your new role, we help you help. Visit aarp.org/caregiving to get practical health and wellness tips to provide even better care for your loved one. Remember, visit aarp.org/caregiving. AARP, we help you help. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Follow at Paul Swann on X for Marshall sports updates and more.
We continue on with this edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Before we continue, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge we lost a local broadcasting legend to cancer. Dickie Martin passed away a couple nights ago, and he'd been battling for a while. I've known Dickie for a long time through different companies. He was the longtime voice of the Ashland Tomcats, and his father before him. And so I have never known in my lifetime. I mean, there have been spot games here or there, but I've never known in my lifetime a season of Ashland Tomcats sports without Dickie Martin. I mean, he's going to be sorely missed. Unfortunately, cancer came for him, and he was fighting for his life, and he's no longer with us. So it's been taking it's taken a couple of days for the process. We haven't been on the air as well, and I found out late on Wednesday night. We didn't have a show on Thursday. And so I'm not really one to take to social media, but this is where I kind of feel more comfortable sharing with you as well. But Dickie was always fun to talk to. He was super sweet, but a lot of people didn't like him. Usually it's the other team, the officials, because he was blunt. He definitely had an opinion. He let you know. He'd get on the kids. He'd get on the officials. He definitely left a lasting impression when it came to his style. I mean, he catered to the local audience. He was definitely a true local broadcaster through and through. And so it's going to be hard to kind of imagine, what Ashland Tomcats on the radio is going to sound like in the future. And for a lot of people, you've never known what that is. It's going to be hard to process. So I just wanted to take a moment to definitely acknowledge the fact that our longtime friend, Dickie Martin, had passed away. And Dickie was always fun to work with. I learned the secret of Dickie early. And it was early on in my my professional relationship with Dickie. Yeah, I was a lot younger then, too. And he was just given giving the board operator the business at the radio station. And so I got on the line and I started giving Dickie the business. And he laughed and he loved that. So I knew the trick early is to give it right back to him. And he definitely would appreciate that. So Dickie Martin no longer with us, and it's hard to process right now. We've lost a lot of good people over the last few weeks and months. So we definitely will remember him, and hopefully in the years to come, we'll look back with fondness. It's going to be hard, especially during the state tournament time. I mean, he'd been there for. I don't know when he wasn't at the state basketball tournament. I mean, seriously, I don't know. I don't know when he wasn't part of the state basketball tournament. So Dickie Martin, a voice that will not be replaced, and we'll not see the likes of him again, especially when it comes to local broadcasting, local sports. Just somebody who is always engaged with the community. And got it. He got what local radio was all about. I mean, he understood, and he might have a blunt way of expressing it, but he got it, and I think everyone was better for it. Our text line 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255 is our text line. We got baseball coming up tonight here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm sorry, on Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. I apologize. We've got Toronto and Seattle. That's coming up tonight. Series is tied 2 games apiece, so we'll go on the air. And actually, we're on the air now, and first pitch is going to be about 8 after. We're looking at probably Bryce Miller for Seattle, Kevin Gausman for Toronto. And then after that game, we've got a potential clincher here as the Dodgers lead the series against the Brewers 3-0. Then you have that chance to close it out tonight. So that game will follow the Toronto-Seattle matchup. Dodgers are heavy favorites in this one. I mean, they could sweep. Milwaukee might be able to put it all together, knowing that backs are against the wall now. But the Dodgers pitching staff has just been dominant this postseason, and they might be your World Series champion. I mean, I don't want to crown them too soon, but they have been just that good as far as their pitching has been concerned. So the Brewers are going to have to truly be almost perfect on all phases tonight if they want to stay alive. With the Blue Jays and the Mariners, this one's really interesting to me because Seattle's got, I think, the edge when it comes to bullpen depth, but will it be enough tonight? This one's going at least 6, could go 7. I think we see definitely 7 in Toronto and Seattle. I don't think we get past Game 4 tonight with Milwaukee and L.A. Games on our sister station, Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. All right, coming up tonight, we've got high school football action, Spring Valley in action. 7 o'clock is going to be our airtime. Tomorrow, it's going to be Marshall taking on Texas State. We go on the air at 12:30. With college football today, we'll have a preview of the game. We'll take a look at what's happening in the Sun Belt and more. We'll be live on the West Lot. That is coming up tomorrow, 12:30. It's homecoming. I hope to see you there. I'll be right next to the M Club Pavilion with the Hall of Famer Bill Cornwell as we get you set for the game, as we kick you off on your – and it's been cool these last few weeks because these games have been pretty early. A lot of people are – as Bill would say, people are just waking up and then they're driving in to come to the game. So it's been cool to be able to bring it all to you as you come in tomorrow to the game. So looking forward to seeing you all over there at the M Club Pavilion. Get there in time for we get the Thunderwalk. Don't forget, get there in time for that. So come see us, then go see the Thunderwalk, and then come back and see us again. I mean, make it like mini college game day for us, if you would. It's just don't throw things and pelt us with anything. You can bring signs, though. I mean, that would be fun. If we had like a crowd of people with signs out there. I don't know if that would translate well on radio, but if they're funny, we'll definitely read them out loud. So that's going to do it for us here. Don't forget, we have got a full weekend for you. It starts tomorrow, and after the game, don't go anywhere. Hopefully it's a win. We're going to talk about it. College football wrap-up. We do that after the game broadcast, home or away, here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm hoping we're talking about a Marshall win tomorrow. I mean, that would be fun. Go into this one, Marshall win. All of a sudden, the Herd's feeling better about itself, controls its own destiny because you split with the West Division teams, and all you have to do is look forward to taking out the East Division teams. We could be setting that up. Is it too soon to talk about Marshall Southern Miss for the championship? Is that too soon? Am I dreaming? Am I looking ahead? I don't care if Southern Miss is there. Hopefully the Herd can get that run going. But 3-3 last year as well. Got things started. All right, we're out of time. Thanks for being a part of it today here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'll talk to you tomorrow at the West Lot. Marshall taking on Texas State.
Huntington, W227BS Huntington, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. Huntington Sports Station.